I'm testing some of my most realistic LEGO plane models to see if they can survive the harsh environment of the snow. So let's start things off with probably one of the most infamous tri-jets of all time, the Lockheed L1011. I mean the Lockheed L1. Yeah, the Lockheed L1, the biggest competitor to DC-1. So let's give this an accurate house livery. I think it turned out pretty well, really goofy to say the least. So let's start off by throwing the L1 off this cliff. That crash was nice, and its things are only gonna get better from here, so make sure to watch to the end. Now on to the next plane, a Cessna 172. So let's see if it can survive some wind shear. That was good, but nowhere near as good as the crashes later in this video. Here's the next plane, LEGO set 60464, aka the ambulance airplane. And since it comes with a snowmobile, I'm guessing it's a snow theme set, so let's crash it in the snow. The plane takes off, unaware that they're flying too low, and they are on a collision route to a snowy mountain.
Obstacle ahead, pull up.
To be honest, that crash wasn't that good, probably because of the snow cushion to fall. It does make a cool aftermath scene. We all know about the LEGO private jet, but what if I took this jet and made it longer? This actually doesn't look too bad. It kind of looks like the 3181 set. I even gave it a full interior. As the private jet was approaching the airport, something unexpected happened. With one of its engines down, the private jet started spinning uncontrollably, straight into a rocky area. The whole thing just got obliterated, but that crash was very satisfying. Our next plane is LEGO set 60104, which is actually where I got the idea for my YouTube handle. Now let's play a game. Pick a random seat on this plane to see if you can survive a crash on this massive snowy mountain. I love how spread out this aftermath is, makes it really realistic. And about the pick the seat to survive. If you picked one of the seats in the green, then congratulations, you survived. Now we are building one of the most iconic 4-engine aircraft of all time. Can you guess it? If you guessed the DC-8, then you would be correct. A vintage aircraft that is almost impossible to find nowadays. So now it only makes sense to give this plane a special livery. I based this off of Brickmaster Poland's very own DC-8 in his channel livery. But before we can do anything, we have to load this plane up with parts to add to a more destructive crash. Okay, now we are ready. The plane flies over the snowy terrain of Warsaw, Poland, giving the passengers a great view of the snow. But then, a bunch of snow fell onto the wings, jamming up the old engines and causing the plane to go into a steep bank.
Bank angle, bank angle, bank angle, bank angle, bank angle, bank angle.
That didn't really break up that much, but oh well. Look how smudged delivery got. But now I want something more destructive. Here I have a central fuel tank that's just as long as the Cessna 172 from earlier, with working flaps of course. Now let's flip this Now let's flip this over so we can add the fuselage. Now let's flip this whole plane over so we can add the engines. Now we are complete. This is the Airbus A330-200. Probably one of my most realistic LEGO aircraft. Oh, it's in Delta Airlines livery. Very nice. Now it's time to crash it. On August 12, 2026, Delta Flight 38 was on approach to Atlanta International Airport, but for unknown reasons the landing gear wouldn't deploy, so the pilots were forced to make an emergency belly landing. The emergency landing almost looked like a success, but engine 1 broke apart, making the plane flip over. That crash was great, definitely one of my best ones, which may be beaten now. We all know the AN-225, but what if I told you it had a little brother? Well, technically big brother at this scale. Here I crafted the perfect nose for our final and biggest plane in this video. If you couldn't guess, this is the AN-124, a smaller version of the AN-225. So we're gonna give this the best livery possible, Jose Macias Airlines. This actually turned out pretty good, a nice freighter added to the fleet, and of course this is gonna be the Flight to 20K livery. So now let's load this thing up with parts. Now it's time for our last crash in the video. The beast broke up great, definitely one of my most satisfying crashes, and you're the best for watching to the end, thanks.